Hello, and welcome back to another video about making screencasts. Once again, we'll be using the Screencast-O-Matic software. It is free to use the basic version of the tool, and I don't need to sign in, just like last time. I want to point out before we get recording that I also have a Google Slides presentation ready. That this is how I'm going to create the title for my screen capture. So in my case, it's using Screencast-O-Matic to capture handwritten instruction. For you, it might be teaching a lesson on multiplication. I also have the Sketch.io webpage open, and I'll show you how to launch the drawing tool once we are in the video. Okay, so I'm going to go to click Start Recording for Free. Click right there. And then this other window with a similar button will pop up, Launch Free Recorder. I will click on that. Now this is going to happen every single time you create a video. So if you mess up your video, you'll have to repeat this process. Now you'll notice that it has this bounding box. Right now it's only going to record a segment of my screen. I find it easiest just to record my whole screen. So I'm going to change this recording size to full screen, 1080p. So now it will record my whole window. And I'm also going to turn on this time the webcam. Now I can have the webcam just by itself, or I could have, as you can see on there, I could also click on both, and then this way I can record my screen and also have a picture of myself. And you'll notice that I can drag this box and move this if this is in the way. So I'm going to leave this right over here, and I'm going to click record. And one other thing, I'll notice that that my microphone is selected, and I'm going to select this one. You might only have one. Testing 1 2 3. Maybe I'll auto adjust the volume. Hello, testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. So now it's optimized, so I won't be too quiet. And I'm going to go ahead and click record. Okay, so welcome to my video. I might edit out the beginning of this, so I'm going to go right to my title slide here. So today we're going to be using Screencast-O-Matic to capture handwritten instruction. And we're going to do that with a tool called Sketch.io. Our objectives are to capture a video with Screencast-O-Matic, to record a handwritten solution of a math problem, and use the basic features in Sketch.io. So here I am. If I go to the website Sketch.io, I click on this, this decorative S in the middle, and that will launch the editor. I'm going to move my window now. Let's bring it maybe down over here. You'll notice it loaded the last little doodle that I did. It remembers it without me having to log in. But I'm going to click this little button down here, this plus symbol for new. And we'll create a new document. I kind of like this graph paper. You could choose any one of those that you think would be good for your video. And then I have some different pen tools here. So if I click on this feather, right now it's set up for calligraphy. And I don't really want to do calligraphy, so I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to change to, from calligraphy, I'm going to use the pen. I can adjust the thickness of the pen right here, and something neat about this tool, I can, after the fact, I can go ahead and change the thickness of a line. So let's say I am teaching my students about area. So area, and I'm just using my mouse, so this is a little tricky. Area is equal to length times width. Okay, so if I have a rectangle, and let's say it's 8 inches long, and let's say it's 6 inches wide, I can solve for area if I do 8 times 6, and let's say that these are, let's give these a unit, so I'm just going to make those inches. So let's say this is 8 inches times 8 inches times 6 inches. So then area is equal to 48 square inches. Square inches, okay? And that concludes my my working out of the problem. I will show you some of the features though in Sketch.io. I can, if I come over to the select tool, I can select individual objects. I could select this whole section up here, and I can change the color. So maybe I want to make say to my students, well, this is really important, so I'm going to change that to red. And if the students are drawing out the problem, I want them to only select 2 of these sides to multiply. If maybe we could then follow up with perimeter when we would use all of those numbers. But that is a basic introduction to using Sketch.io to capture the solving of a math problem with a screencast video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to pause my video there. I'm going to click Done. Now if I want, I can preview my video. Okay, so welcome to my video. I might edit out the beginning of this, so I'm going to go right to my title slide here. So today we're going to be using Screencast. So I can come in and edit that Screencast. Let's see, I'm going to come to right there. To capture handwritten instruction. And we're going to do that with a tool called and if the students are so I might want to scrub through this video and check that out. Once I'm happy with it, there are 3 different options. If you upload a Screencast-O-Matic, you'll need an account. You can put this directly on YouTube. What I am asking you to do for in the assignment is that you'll save video file as. You'll notice the type is an MP4. We're going to keep it in MP4. I'm going to change the recording to area up. I'm going to call this area solution. Okay. And then I'm going to set a folder. For you, I recommend that maybe you go to Browse and click on the desktop to save that. So you can save that right on the desktop. And then after that, you'll click Publish. Once that is published, then you can upload that to Google Drive and save and submit that for your assignment. And I'll let that finish. But thank you for watching my video. See you in class.